The biggest smile, the nicest person ever, my best friend. Just some of the words loved ones have used to describe 18-year-old college student Anita Knutson. Words that defined her life, now used to memorialize her in death.
Is there a memory that stands out more than others?
Yeah. My parents don't know this, but one Christmas we opened all of our gifts and we wrapped them all back up and went back to bed, and I guess that's probably my fondest memory of her.
So how could such a well-loved girl end up stabbed to death in her own bed? Shortly after the murder, there were a few theories.
She had a roommate. They were having a lot of arguments and words.
Reports were Anita and her roommate fought over almost everything. Police say at least one of those fights actually turned physical when the roommate slammed Anita's foot in a door. Anita's mom even says that after receiving numerous threatening texts from the roommate, her daughter said she was afraid for her life.
And she was planning on moving out.
Did the police ever interview her roommate?
Oh yes, the day of the funeral. This roommate's mother came to me and was very upset because the police had requested that this roommate had go down to the police station that day.
But what police found was that the roommate had a solid alibi. She'd been staying with her parents on the other side of town the entire weekend. Police still took DNA swabs from the girl, but had nothing to hold her further. Anita's father also says that at the time of her death, Anita and the roommate had patched things up, though he does wonder about another possible connection. The person Anita was thinking of moving in with when things were at their worst in the apartment.
And I said, so you're not going to move in with so-and-so? And she said, no. She says, I wouldn't move in there anyway because of her husband. If he was hitting on her, she didn't go for that. She would have probably said she was going to tell her friend.
The family passes that info and multiple other leads on to investigators, and tips roll in regularly from the public. But even with the actual murder weapon in custody, the case goes cold. Anita's family tries to move on with life, but Anita's adopted brother Daniel can't cope with the loss.
After Anita's murder, did you notice changes in Daniel?
Yeah, he wasn't as sociable with me as he had been.
He got into the drugs, and he was like running all the time. You could just feel it, that he was angry and running, and he was lost without her because they were super close. I talked to him the day before he committed suicide, and he was fine. And he said he'd talk to me later. And then the next day, he was gone. He shot himself.
Do you think that Anita's death led to Daniel's suicide? Did Anita's killer take 2 of your children from you?
Yeah. Definitely.
What are you feeling right now?
It's just hard to take.
This is the side of crime many people never see, the other victims.
Being told twice that your siblings are gone, I mean, that's crazy. It's kind of weird because my parents have their own biological kids that are a lot older than me, but like Anita and Daniel, I mean, they were my brother and sister. Like,
What is your opinion of the Minot Police Department's work to solve Anita's murder?
I mean, it's been 8 years. I don't think they're doing a great job, no.
Crime Watch Daily tried to set up an interview with Minot Police, but they initially declined our request, citing scheduling conflicts. A local reporter close to the investigation was able to offer the inside scoop.
The family is as you can imagine, distraught over this. I mean, they think the police dropped the ball. You've covered this case. What do you think?
I don't know if they've dropped the ball, and I don't know if they've interviewed everyone they should interview, but I think police have their work to do, and you never know for sure what they've done behind the scenes.
The murder weapon, the pocket knife, was dirt and DNA on it. I mean, we live in the 21st century now. Did the police make any attempt for DNA matches that you're aware of?
I'm not aware that they did. I was told several years ago that they did not.
I mean, that's huge. Tyler was in that chair and said that he had a DNA swab and he was cleared. But from my conversation with you now, it seems like he and the other people who had DNA swabs weren't cleared, perhaps because there was never any test or analysis run.
I know the police took DNA from a number of people, but I don't know if they attempted to match that with anyone.
It's an outrageous claim, though it is important to note this is all information that comes from an unknown source.
Listen, I know you're a reporter, you protect sources, I get that, so I'm not asking you to violate this on camera. Is this someone that was reliable?
I could tell you this, the source was working the case at one time. What has happened since that person left, he doesn't know.
With an allegation so shocking, we had to know just where the investigation stood today. And after again reaching out to Minot PD, we finally got them to sit down in front of our cameras. Coming up,
Many items of DNA were recovered from the crime scene.
police share their side of the story and provide surprising new details about the case.
I believe that the screen was cut to try and stage a possible entry point or just to throw off law enforcement.
Just how close are we to knowing who killed Anita Knutson?
I think if we try to run DNA on that knife again, that there could potentially be something found.
I just received a new tip today that some random person saying someone at a party told her that he's the one who killed Anita.